Hey everyone, how's it going? Cloud here, and welcome to my guide on the returning Clarence mini quest. So, if you're watching this video, it's highly likely you've watched my quest guide on Back to My Roots, and obviously I speak about a mini quest that's unlocked after the quest, and that is by obtaining the Clarence's hand that you found when you was going through the package. Now basically this hand belongs to the wizard who was murdered in the Hand of the Sand quest, and this mini quest involves finding all his body parts in order to bring him to peace. So obviously the requirements for this are obviously to have started or finished Back to My Roots up to the point where you have the hand, and the only thing you're going to need to do in this is kill different monsters in the Jade Vine Maze. That will give you obviously different drops, and a lot of those drops are Clarence's body parts. So most of these enemies are weak to fire spells, so as for required sort of weapons and armor, I would highly recommend that you bring the best magic armor you can, a weapon, and obviously runes to cast the best fire spells, and obviously some food as well. What also might come in handy, if you have a wicked hood which will allow you to teleport to the nature altar, bring that with you, as the nature altar is right outside the entrance to the Jade Vine Maze. But before we do that, to start the mini quest officially, we need to go and speak to the Wizards Guild in Yanil, so we're going to teleport to the Yanil Lodestone. So once you're at Yanil, head over to the Wizards Guild, which is the big building in the middle, and then ring the bell outside to make Savistic Rav come out. And you want to talk to him about a sandy problem you'd like to palm off on him. So you'll show him the hand that you found. He'll then take the hand from you and request that you find the other parts of Clarence so he can be buried properly. So what we now need to do is head to the Jade Vine Maze on Karamja. Now like I said, if you have the nature altar teleport, you can use that to be right outside the entrance. If not, like in the actual quest, you need to make your way to Shiloh Village. So if you have Karamja gloves, you can teleport directly to the village. If not, go to Karamja Lodestone, head north where the travel cart is, and use that cart to get to Shiloh Village. So the maze is inhabited by various creatures that have somehow got a hold of his corpse, and you must kill them for 6 body parts, which are the foot, torso, left arm, left leg, and right leg. Any creature can drop any part, and it is possible for the same creature to drop multiple parts, and all of the monsters in the maze drop the parts with the exception of the monkeys. And like I said, all these creatures, except for the jungle spider, are weak to fire spells, so it's recommended obviously to use the best fire spells you can. So it's best to kind of get in a spot where there's a large amount of enemies, so you don't have to keep travelling all over the sort of Jade Vine Maze. Now you'll notice if you watch on my screen, my character kind of went sort of, he stayed in the main sort of section of the Jade Vine, but went under several different routes and that, because you'll get to a bit where there's about 5 or 6 little enemies that keeps appearing, and obviously with the evolution of combat style combat, you can use the spell that hits all surrounding monsters as well, so that's quite handy for you to be able to fight multiple monsters at the same time, and obviously will speed up the kill rate and therefore increase the likelihood of you getting drops. I think the drop rate is like uncommon for every single one of these enemies, and it doesn't matter whether you keep killing the same type over and over again. You've got as much chance getting a drop by doing that as you have by killing different varieties of enemies. So like I said, I'd recommend getting into the spot where there's the most sort of enemies around, and then obviously just keep killing them repeatedly until they start dropping the body parts. What I would recommend is you pick the body part up straight away as soon as it is dropped, because there is a chance that if you don't pick it up straight away and keep killing other enemies, you might get the same sort of type of body part dropped, so obviously that'll be a bit annoying, so just make sure you pick them up straight away. So after a bit of time, you should hopefully have found all 6 body parts, so you can make sure you've got all of them. What you then need to do is return to the Wizards Guild and show the body parts to Savistic Rav, so I'll speak to you in a minute. So he'll be pleased you found them and will say that they need to go ahead with the burial even though they are lacking one of Clarence's feet. He explains that digging a hole for the coffin will take a little bit of time, and in the meantime he asks you to get some more evidence against Sandy to prove that he murdered Clarence, as the Sears Village courtroom doesn't think there's enough evidence to convict him, and it will offer you a one-time teleport to Sandy's office in Brimhaven, which you want to accept. So after accepting the offer, you want to search Sandy's desk to get a locked diary, and you'll be able to unlock the diary by click on it. However, before that there is a warning, so a trap can trigger on the diary which can cause over 8,000 damage of life points. So obviously for the main majority of people that's probably instant death. So this might be best to be open near your spawn point, whether that's Falador or whatever, or if you go in your player owned house and then choose to try and open a locked diary. If you die, you'll obviously just appear outside your player owned house portal, so there's no worry about having to lose it or go to a respawn point. But I'm not sure what the chance rate is of actually having the trap trigger, because obviously no thieving is actually involved in it, so I think it's just down to pot luck. But once you have opened the diary, you want to read it, and this will then prove once and for all that Sandy murdered Clarence. So what you want to do is then return to Sophistic Rav with the diary. So with the proof that Sandy killed Clarence, Sophistic will be pleased that justice can be finally done against the man, and he'll then reward you for your efforts with some runes, and he'll also offer to let you watch the funeral, and if you accept his offer you'll see a little cutscene where Clarence is finally laid to rest. And obviously after completing the mini quest you would have been rewarded with 10,000 magic experience, 200 blood runes and 100 lore runes. So a nice little reward from that, and obviously it's then completing a mini quest which obviously is required for completionist cape and master quest cape. But yeah, pretty basic mini quest. The main bit is obviously just keep killing the enemies until they drop all the body parts. And other than using fire spells and going in a spot where there's a huge amount of those enemies, I haven't really got any other tips for this mini quest. But if you do run into any problems at all, leave a comment in the comment section below and I'll help you out as best as I can. If not, thank you for watching. Please make sure you like, favourite, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to share with your friends. Thanks everyone, bye bye.